Hi, hello, you are welcome once again. This is my YouTube channel, and please, I would like you to really subscribe and share to this my YouTube channel. Please just subscribe, share, and always come online right here whenever I post a video about the situation, about the problems that is going on in Africa. So I really like you to try and subscribe, and please help me to share my channel so that I need a lot of subscribers to this so that they can also hear the positive talks that I'm always saying out of my mouth. So actually today we are going to be talking about the coups that is happening right now in Africa. Actually it's almost it's almost the whole West Africa countries now. Their military their military system of government are now holding a coup against their government. And actually I think that there's a really good change, and there's a really good need for that, because in the year 1960s these colonial masters and these imperialists, they lied to African people, they lied to African citizens that they give freedom, and they gave total independence to the African people, which they did not. They lie for everything about those independence. Actually, the independence they gave to Africa was just all about the continuation of colonization here in Africa. So actually, so ever since then, this continuation of colonization has been going on in Africa till this very day. So right now, Africa is waking up. I believe that Africa is waking up about these colonial masters, this colonial regime, and all of them. So right now, this military government are now holding a coup against their own government, which is very good. Which is very good, because the corruption of this puppet government that is being set aside here in Africa are getting too much. Honestly, this corruption of this puppet government in Africa are really getting too much. So I think that there's a real big need for these countries to start holding a coup against their own government, which is very good, which is very fantastic. I love it. I really love it. Honestly, I really love it. So it is very good that they hold a coup against their government, because the corruption of this puppet government that is being laid down here, in especially in West Africa as a whole, in fact in the whole of Africa as a whole, these colonial masters, they keep on exploiting these Africa countries. They keep on exploiting us, we Africans. They have been selling our natural resources ever since 700 years ago, that the white man, that the Europeans stepped their foot here in Africa. They have been stealing our natural resources ever since almost 700 years ago. So it's our time for we Africans, especially for we Nigerians, to wake up and see what is really going on right here in Africa. And this thing has to be stopped. Africa has to have its own total independence, really independent from these colonial masters. And I believe that the only way that we Africans can really get to achieve that is if we come together and unite as one. And first of all, for us to really get to know, for us to really get to set ourselves free from all those colonial powers, first of all, we have to set ourselves free from this mental slavery. Because I have discovered that a lot of Nigerians, in fact, a lot of Africans, still do not know what is really going on. All these African countries, they just think, and these African citizens, in fact, almost everybody just think that their government are the one responsible for all the country's misfortune. Their government is the one responsible for all this mismanagement of natural resources. No, it's not actually their government. Most of African countries' government, they are just puppets. They are just puppet government. They are just puppets. They are just boys that is being placed in there to do the checking and balancing for them. So actually, I would really advise us to set ourselves free from mental slavery. And I believe that the only way we can achieve that is by us at least getting to know what is happening, so that we can really understand the real reason Africa is suffering and dying in abject poverty. So that is what I would really advise everybody to do. Let's get to know what is happening. Let's get to know, let's get to see how these things is really working and how they are really stealing Africa natural resources. Of course, they are looting us. These colonial powers are looting us. They have to just leave us, we Africans, alone, and they have to leave Nigeria alone. They have to leave Nigeria alone. They have to leave Africa alone. So let's go back to this coup that's happening right now in West Africa, especially in Mali, especially in after Mali, then Burkina Faso. Then last 2 months ago, Niger also had a coup. So you can see right now. Okay, there's another thing that is also really going on now. The European colonial masters, they just went down all the way from Europe. Take like an oil pipeline right here from Warri straight down to Europe, from Africa to Europe, drilling our oil to Europe. So right now, the Niger people are now saying that, like, how can we not allow our pipe to pass through our country without you not being paying any dime to us, without you not, you're stealing our natural resources, taking it down to Europe. Like, this is not fair. This is not fair. So actually, I believe that they are really I believe that they are really stop those pipeline. That's good. And I will also really advise we other Africans to get prepared for what is about to happen. This coup has to happen. Africa needs to change. Yeah, this abject poverty situation that I said, that is all over everywhere in Africa, that's all over almost all your countries in Africa, it has to be changed. And the only solution for us to really end this is for us to set ourselves from mental slavery, for us to really get to know what is really happened. And secondly, we need international passport. We need one African international passport. We really need one African as a country. We need one African president. We need one African flag. So these are the things we need. We have to be united. That's the only way we can really stop and fight against this colonial power that is exploiting Africa and still keep on enslaving Africa. Of course, I call it slavery. This slavery. You have your own natural resources. You can't benefit anything from your natural resources. They will just come and take it and go. While Africa is living in abject poverty. So I think any government in Africa that is trying to go against their will, trying to go against their rule, they could sanction the economy. Start referring the government of the country as a criminal or whatever, just to deceive the people, to make them think that their government are the one doing it. Not knowing that the Western people are the one causing confusion right here in Africa. So that is just it. We just have to wake up. We Africa need to wake up. We just need to wake up, honestly. We have to wake up. We have to wake up from our slumber. We have been in slumber since over 600 to 700 years ago, ever since the European powers stepped their foot here in Africa. We just have to wake up. We have to wake up. And as we are waking up, it's also very good that we wake our neighbors up. Let them know what is really going on. We have to fight against all these things and stop all this nonsense that is going on in Africa. So actually, that is just it. So I would like you to please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm Robert Ugiagbe, and I would really like you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And you can still go to my Facebook account, and watch my videos right there as the same Robert Ugiagbe right there on my Facebook account. And you can still go over to Instagram and still watch my videos over there at the same Robert Ugiagbe. Yeah, you can go there. Please, I would like you to really get to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Okay? Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. So, as I was saying about the coup here in Africa, these people are just really dealing with us. They are just dealing with us. They are just messing with us, honestly. They are really messing with us. You can see all the hardship everywhere. You can see all the hardship everywhere. And now, I think yesterday or 2 days ago, they just had the other United Nation meeting right there in New York. So United Nation meeting that doesn't really bring any positive good news to Africa. No, these world powers are always about forcing African leaders to always attend that United Nations meeting. They always force them to go, because if they refuse to go, they will tell them, they will sanction them, they will hold their economy, they will cause chaos in the economy and whatever. These things has to be stopped. All these things has to be stopped, honestly. These are the people that are really causing the poverty, causing the starvation right here in Africa. Not the governments that we think they are the one causing it. No. These African governments, they are just being used as puppets. They are puppets to the Western powers. They are puppets to the United States, they are puppets to France, they are puppets to Britain, they are puppets to Portugal and all of that country. Now you can see China coming into Africa, investing in Africa. China is investing in Africa. So you have Russia also coming into Africa, investing in Africa. But the way, like the Chinese and the Russian system of investing in Africa is so far different from the one from the West. It's very different. So I would really like us, we Africans, to wake up. We just have to wake up. Actually, we Africans, we just need to wake up. We have to wake up, honestly. Okay, you're welcome back. And I'm very sorry for that break anyway. Actually, right now, this military of this coup that are just taking over their government right here in West Africa, and which is very good. Right now, they are just about this Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger, and actually they are kind of like forming an alliance together. You see, now you can see the unity coming into Africa now. Okay. Just let me play for you so that you can listen to it yourself. This is it right here. This is it.
The military juntas of Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger are totally changing the game of governance in Africa. Think about it. Since they came on the scene, they have done things differently. From kicking France out, defying sanctions, and standing against neocolonialism, these guys have been shaking things up. But what's got everyone talking is the historic moment they made on September 16, 2023, by forming the first ever NATO-style alliance in Africa. The news was announced by Assimi Goïta, the military junta of Mali, on Twitter, currently called X. I have today signed with the heads of state of Burkina Faso and Niger, the Leptoko Guma Charter, establishing the Alliance of Sahel States, to establish a collective defense and mutual assistance framework for the benefit of our populations, he wrote. This sensational news comes after the military juntas of Mali and Burkina Faso threatened war against any military intervention in Niger by ECOWAS. Now, this alliance is not a regional bloc like ECOWAS or a grouping like the African Union. It is completely different. As we said, NATO style. So, how is it a NATO-style alliance? If you check Article 6 of the alliance document, you will discover that it is much like Article 5 of the NATO alliance document, and it says that any attack on one or more signatory states will be considered an attack on all signatories. In its own words, the 4-page alliance is the need to continue the heroic struggles waged by the African people and countries for political independence, human dignity, and economic emancipation, and so, any attack on the sovereignty and territorial integrity of one or more contracted parties will be considered an aggression against the other parties. Just look at those words, isn't it magnificent? So, this means that, in the same way that NATO is fighting on behalf of Ukraine against Russia, the Alliance of Sahel States, ASS, will also fight against anyone who is a threat to their member countries. But that's not all the alliance is about. Aside from fighting external threats, the alliance was also formed to combine the resources of these countries to fight against terrorism, which has plagued the Sahel region for years.
Yeah.
You will find this under Article 4 of the alliance document. Now, talking about an alliance to fight against terrorism, Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger have formerly been members of the France-supported G5 Sahel Alliance joint force with Chad and Mauritania, launched in 2017 to tackle extremists in the region.
Yeah.
The insurgency crisis erupted in northern Mali in 2012 and spread to Niger and Burkina Faso in 2015. But, as you know, Mali had a coup in 2020, and guess what happened next? Mali left the organization, and since Mali left, the organization has been dormant. So, what does this alliance mean for France, Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger? Well, for France, if you have been following the news, you would know that the relationship between France and these three countries has deteriorated.
Yeah.
Following the coup in Mali and Burkina Faso, the French forces were kicked out and the ambassador was told to leave. Mali even went further by removing French as the official language of the country. Niger is also not left out. Immediately after the coup, the defense pact with France was ended, and the military junta, together with the people of Niger, are demanding the withdrawal of France from the country. So, this alliance even gives more power to the three countries, and the only way they would want to ally with France would be based on an equal partnership. While the alliance protects Niger from ECOWAS's military threats as well as helping combat the insurgency crisis in the country, Mali stands to benefit the most from the alliance in the immediate future. In addition to fighting terrorists linked to Al-Qaeda and the Islamic State group, Mali has seen a renewal of hostilities by mostly Tuareg armed groups in recent weeks. The rise of violent hostilities risks stretching Mali's army to its breaking point. So, this alliance will provide the needed resources to combat the crisis situation. Burkina Faso, on the other hand, is expected to lead the alliance under the capable hands of Ibrahim Traoré, the youngest president in the world. While the ASS cannot be compared to NATO with all its resources, it is a welcome development in Africa and could serve as a starting point for the actualization of a united Africa. And, if you look at the Charter Agreement, no clause blocks another country from becoming a member, so it's possible that other members of the dormant G5 Sahel, like Chad and Mauritania, could join, which would mean more resources could be combined both militarily and economically. What are your thoughts on the ASS? Is this a game changer or just another political maneuver? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button.
As you can see right now you have just heard it yourself. You see, all this group right now is already winning a big game in Africa. So right now, they have just set up an alliance within themselves. Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger. They just set up an alliance between themselves to join to combine their power together, economically, militarily, in any other form. And they also give access to every other African country who wants to join the alliance to still come in and join the alliance. This is just about another NATO in Africa, another NATO in Africa, form of like a NATO, just like the way the so-called Western NATO organization is. So they are also building a good alliance within themselves right here in Africa. And I would really advise our African countries to go ahead and join them. You can go ahead and join the alliance so that we can be more powerful, we can be more united to fight against this colonial power that is enslaving and exploiting Africa's natural resources every day, that is colonizing Africa on a daily basis. So they just join the alliance together now, and they also give a very good room for other Africa's countries to join. So please, this is all for today, and I'd like you to subscribe. Please share this video please share the video, like the video, share the video, and also let me know what you think on your comments below. Okay, please like and subscribe. Please subscribe to my channel. You can still go to my YouTube channel, my Facebook channel, click Robert Ogiagbe. You see me right there. Watch my video. Please follow me on Facebook. Follow me on Instagram, and please right here on YouTube. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, please. Okay, and this is all for today, and I will see you tomorrow for another video for a very good topic. Okay, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.